Hey guys, welcome to a new movie. Today we're doing a movie I'm super excited for. We're doing Godzilla -1. I rewatched it recently because I found out it was on Netflix. I'm like, we're gonna watch it. I not only watched it at the end of last year, so it wasn't super long ago, but long enough. I'm like, you know what, it's on Netflix. I really liked the movie. I watched it again. Still holds up. It's still great. I still give it the same rating and everything as I gave it before. It's a fantastic movie. I think it's the best Godzilla movie of what I've seen, because there's other ones. The only one I've heard good things about is Shin Godzilla. I've heard good things about that. But from what I've seen, this is my favorite Godzilla movie. And a movie I have in high regard, just in general as a movie, story, everything. It's really good. Surprised, because it's a Godzilla movie, all things. Like I said, I haven't said it, but in last year when I was like, I remember after I saw it, I'm like, this is one of the best movies I saw last year, if not the best movie. I think Spider-Verse came out last year, the second one. If that did, then that was obviously the third one. I think it was probably better, but it's one of the best movies I saw last year. Well, it's insane, a Godzilla movie being the best in that high regard. So let's jump into it. I love this movie, so let's jump into it. Spoilers bound. So the movie is about this guy, Kami pilot. He gets on a plane, goes and crashes, and he's supposed to, Kami die and stuff. But he kind of chickens out, or he's at this little island base, and he kind of he's saying his engine's having problems, but it's not really. He's kind of chicken out. Obviously, eventually later that night, Godzilla shows up, and then he tells him, hey, go into the ship, go into the thing, and fire your gun at Godzilla, because it has such a high power thing, it's to be able to take down Godzilla. And seeing this, obviously watching this movie, and I know that gun's not going to kill Godzilla, do anything to it. It might damage it, but he can heal in this movie, what we'll get to later. But yeah, that gun wasn't going to do anything anyway, so they would have all died if he didn't shoot. If he shot, they all might have died. Except maybe the one guy, because one guy did make it out at the end, who comes back later in the movie, in the beginning. But he would have died maybe as well. If he shot, they would have died. He doesn't fire, he's getting real shaky with his hands, and everybody else dies, and then he goes back to the base. And the other guy who was there was what the fuck, man, all this stuff. So you were really mad at him. And then when he goes back home and they realize, and this other person, he was like, oh, you're a Kazakai player, what are you still doing here? You're supposed to be a Kazakai player. You're supposed to die and all that stuff, and treating him like shit, because you were supposed to die and you didn't. You're a disgrace, all this stuff. But eventually by the end, I think that gets away, because he was a disgrace at first. But by the end of the movie, he changes and he's not. Or people who said that throughout the movie, I think changed their opinion on him and stuff. It's like I said, the idea about this movie being Kazakai pilot is insane already. It's an insane concept, because there's a lot about it. It's a lot. Godzilla's in the movie, right? He's in the movie, he's in it a lot. I feel like it's more about the Kazakai pilot and his story, and Godzilla is there to help tell the story, but it's more, I definitely say, about him, but it's good. Because he meets he finds this girl who hands him a baby because he's running, congratulating after her. He eventually goes back, and obviously he eventually waits with the baby, and then he eventually finds, he was gonna leave the baby, but then he goes and picks it up. He's like, I gotta go find the girl. And then the girl finds her, hey, and then she starts to live with them for a little bit, and then she kind of tricks him, or basically gets to where he stays with them and staying, and then she gets the job, and he gets the job. He gets a job where he has to go, and it's kind of a dangerous job where he has to go and on a boat with these other guys who are some of the other main characters of the more prominent characters, or recurring characters, not main, but recurring characters who are part of this team, who are all really great at, this is a 4-man team on the boat. Our main character, instead of 3 guys, one guy's a scientist, a smart guy, the other guy's a younger person, and the other guy's a guy who maybe been to war and stuff. I don't remember exactly, but it's all them and on a boat, and they have to take the boat around. It's a very rinkety boat, and they have to go and cut the cords, and then mines will pop up, and then they have to shoot them. So obviously the submarines and stuff don't get hit by them. It's a very dangerous job, so they paid a lot, and then they have to deal with that, and then eventually Godzilla comes, and they have to fight Godzilla, and while they're fighting him, they get a thing in his mouth, a bomb on the things. They got up, they shoot it, boom, his head blows up, right? And then you know what happens? You can see it starts to regrow back, he's healing himself. I'm he has a healing factor. I did not know, and I don't know if the other movies never really showed it, or if it's a thing. Does Godzilla have a healing factor? I don't know. This is the first movie I see it. It is kind of dope. That makes him even scarier, because it's Godzilla's already powerful as fuck and sturdy and strong as fuck, and he has a healing factor. I'm like, my god, this is scary. This is fucking scary. Blow part of his face off, and then he goes back, and then he comes after him. And the mothership gets attacked and stuff. Then eventually his wife gets a job at another place, and he has to go find his wife at one point, because Godzilla's going to attack, and it's at the place where his wife is, so he has to go and get her. And then it is cut, because the little girl, who was a baby at the beginning, does grow up, because he does get to a certain age, so she's older, 3, maybe 4, she's older, right? So the time has passed in this movie. But eventually Godzilla comes up and attacks that town, and he thinks his girl is dead, because it actually shows him, oh shit, they just killed her. I'm like, that's, oof. So he has a reason to kind of go after Godzilla and wants like, I gotta deal with it, I gotta do it, face my fears and get over this stuff. The other guys are working on the ship with him, and the small group like, hey, we gotta take care of this ourselves, and because we don't want America or anyone else to get involved, those things, we want to get together a small group, like the people of this town, we're gonna think of a plan, and the main guy, the smart guy does, and like, hey, this is the plan, this is what we're gonna do. They get a plan, they build all together to go and attack Godzilla, do all this stuff. He gets the old guy who used to be on the island in the beginning of the movie, the one guy who survived, who works on planes to help fix this plane so he can attack. And then that guy is like, they have a thing, and it's like, yeah, it's fun, it's really, it's good. The movie's great. Like, this movie is just solid. And I watched this subbed. I usually, a movie like this I watch subbed because I'm like, yeah, no, I want to watch it in the original because I feel like this one, you can't watch it dubbed if this movie isn't dubbed, there's a dub for this. So if you have a problem with watching sub, you can watch it dubbed. I prefer watching it sub because you're watching it in the original. I think it gives it so much more weight watching it in the original. Back to the thing, they eventually have to get the guy, gets the plane. He eventually tells him, hey, you're gonna have some bombs and stuff in the plane. He's gonna do it, attack him. The plane works and he gets a little bit, then he jumps, and once he's in the plane, he's like distracting him. He gets to the point where we have to fly the plane, and he's flying it right into his mouth because there's a bunch of bombs and stuff in it. Nukes are really powerful stuff. I don't know if they're nukes, but really powerful, like he blows them and stuff. But he does that, and he gets in them. He cuts this thing's like, hey, I installed an injection seat, so when you're about to, hit the thing, you can eject because you don't need to die or whatever. Like, this stuff. It's great. I like this. And then he obviously kills him, and then at the end it shows like he might, Godzilla might be able to do a little thing they show underneath or something like, oh, growing or something is great. There's that. And he finds out at the end his wife's alive, what is really great. And yeah, this is a great movie. Like, this is just a stellar movie, beginning to end. This is great. I like right before he's about to go off to war to fight this thing where you think like, oh, he's gonna sacrifice himself to kill himself because we don't know about the ejection seat and all that stuff yet. We don't find that out till right about when he's about to do it. The wife, when after he leaves, like the neighbor who's watching the little girl gets a message about his wife who's alive, so it's like, ooh, he died, I would have been thing. But yeah, the other thing on the movie, like music, everything about this great has the original Godzilla. The song, whatever that thing is, when Godzilla comes, dun, 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 whatever that, I'm not saying exactly, but that one tune that plays in almost all Godzilla movies, like Godzilla's like theme, or whatever you want to call it, that's in it's great. Also, I love Godzilla in the beginning of this, because he is like scary. In the beginning of this, he's like, he picked up a guy with his mouse and just tosses him. But for the record, Godzilla coming down, picking somebody up, right there, just like picking him up, probably killed him right there because the teeth probably went through him. Because he's big enough where his teeth went through him. Like, there's no way he went down, picked him up gently, and threw him. Like, he's dead either way. Tossing the guy would have killed him either way. But I love how Godzilla in this feels very scary. Like, he feels like a monster compared to some of the other ones. He feels more goofy or not as, like, you know what I mean? He feels like, it feels a lot more with Godzilla. He feels a little more holy with Godzilla. I feel like he's not super, like, I'm not gonna say Godzilla's not really, I don't really ever consider Godzilla horrible, but when he does feel a little holy, and I like that. But this movie's awesome. What do I rate this bad boy? I think we covered enough everything. I'm gushing about this movie because I love it so much. This still is a great movie. This is a 10 for me. Like, this is almost a movie that I'm like, it might be a perfect film. Like, it's just great. Godzilla is perfect. I would recommend this. Everybody should watch this. What do you guys think of Godzilla -1? Have you seen it? Let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, you can always stay epic. See you in the next video, guys. Bye.